Bill O'Reilly's with us this morning in Studio 57. He is the host of the O'Reilly Factor on Fox News Channel, and he's best-selling author. His latest book is called Keep It Pithy, Useful Observations in a Tough World. Welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me here.
Good to have you here. Let's talk about the issues that everybody's talking about. Zimmerman first, and you saw the Attorney General, Eric Holder, speak about self-defense. What do you make of what he said, particularly pointing to, I think, the law in Florida, but in other states as well?
Well, Holder's entitled to his opinion. He's a prominent American. He doesn't like the stand-your-ground law. Fine. But it's not up to him. Do I like it? I'm neutral on it. I think Florida has a unique circumstance down there. They have a lot of people floating in and out of there, high crime. And the legislature there believes that this protects the citizens more than harms them. So I'm not going to intrude on that.
Mm-hmm. But it's interesting to hear the Attorney General, the first African-American Attorney General, say it's time to question laws that senselessly expand the concept of self-defense. This is the law in more than 24 states.
Well, again, it's his opinion. He doesn't like the law. I don't think it had much to do with the Zimmerman case. And he's entitled to his opinion. He's not entitled to intrude on the states.
I'm going to talk about the book and talk also about this idea that Bill O'Reilly has changed his mind on some fundamental things, like...
I change my mind all the time.
Well, let's talk
I didn't like you next Thursday. Last Thursday I didn't like you, and now you're okay.
Well, no, and then you're moving towards love, I know.
No.
Let's just talk about where have you changed? Where have you evolved?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at policy the way I always do, what's best for the country. And I don't think a civil war over marriage is best for the country. So I would like the states to decide what kind of a society they want. So if Mississippi wants a more traditional society and they vote to keep marriage between a man and a woman, I'm fine. If Vermont wants to be a progressive paradise and they want gay marriage...
Your view is just simply leave it to the states.
Leave it to the states and the folks. Yeah. So I was outraged that the people of California vote for traditional marriage and then the Supreme Court finds a loophole to overturn that vote. That's not what America is all about. I don't buy into the fact that homosexuals have a constitutional right to marry. I don't believe that, because if that were true, then pluralists would, then Mormons could have more than one, all of that. So, but I do respect the fact that gay people want to be treated the same as everybody else. I understand and I respect it, but I think the state should decide.
Liz Cheney, who announced that she is going to run for the Senate in Wyoming, she has also said freedom means freedom. She supports same-sex marriage. She says a similar view. It's up to the states, essentially.
And Dick Cheney, too.
Yeah, and do you believe that a future Republican nominee for president will have that view?
Sure. I think we're a secular society now, and whether that's good or bad is debatable, but the more mainstream, the more people that the Republicans can appeal to, the better for the party.
Do you think a Republican that doesn't believe that could get elected?
Yes. I believe that that's not a big issue for Americans. I think the economy is the big issue. So if there was a good Republican candidate who had a good jobs program and economic program, they could win. She could win.
I want to get back to Liz Cheney in a moment because you know her well. But first, on another issue where you admit that you've changed your position involved immigration reform.
Yeah, again, what's best for the country? Is it best for the country to have a chaotic immigration system like we have now? No. So tighten the border. Let these people who are here illegally pay their fines, do what they have to do.
So pathways open.
Yeah, well, fine. If it's 14 years, what's the beef? They're here. Part of the reason they're here is because the federal government let them in.
You have praised Senator Marco Rubio's immigration plan. You have said it's pretty fair. Do you think Speaker John Boehner and House Republicans then are on the wrong side of history?
I don't know. I don't do that. I'm not an analyst that says Boehner's an idiot and this one's good. I think Rubio is a smart guy. I think he's trying to be fair on the issue. And, these guys that want to solve the problem, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, should be encouraged.
Have you ever gotten up in the morning and looked in the mirror?
All the time, because I'm so handsome. That what else would I do?
That's where I want to get to it. And did you see a future president or a future senator?
Of me?
Yes.
Me? No, I don't have any. I don't have any interest in that.
You've never had the thought that I might run for public office. Look, I have a wide audience. I make bestsellers talking about killing presidents.
As Dennis Miller said, I'd have to take a massive salary cut to do it, and I'm just not willing to do that.
Money means nothing to you anymore.
You see, look, here's the deal. I'm in a unique position in television. Yes. I'm a watchdog, okay? I watch everybody. And there's nobody else really doing that on a national level. That's what I do. Am I going to give that up to go out and raise money to run around?
What on a national level?
being a watchdog for regular working people, all right?
Nobody at Fox is doing that but you?
Not really. I mean, there are a lot of people commentating, but it's all political commentary, ideological, liberal, conservative, bang, bang, bang. We don't do that. We say this is what we think is good for the nation and for the folks, and here's why. Yeah. That's why I've been successful for 17 years, because we've carved out a unique place. Why do I want to give that up and be a phony running around begging for money?
But you never had the idea at all of ever running for public office.
One time I wanted to run against Barney Frank because he's so loathsome to me, and I was living in Massachusetts, and we talked about it, but Barney would have kicked my butt in that district.
Yes,
what do you think about Liz Cheney then running for political office?
Fine. Look, I want everybody to run for political office.
Even
if she wants to
a fellow Republican, one of her father's best friends?
If she thinks she can do a better job, fine.
Let me come to an important issue, I think. It is what ought to be, in your judgment, the great debate for this country to have at this moment.
Basically, whether we're going to be a capitalistic nation that's self-reliant, or if we're going to be a nanny state, giant federal government telling everybody what to do. That's the debate. I want to get back to self-reliance, let the folks compete.
Do you believe we have moved in the last 5, 6 years to a nanny state?
Do you live in Romania? Of course we have.
Well, what's your best example of that?
Food stamps. Look at the explosion of people receiving benefits from the government. More than 50% of American homes doing it, compared to 20 years ago. Where do you think we're going? And they buy votes, both parties, by pandering. We'll give you, we'll give you, we'll give you. We got a $17 trillion debt, okay? I mean, if we continue to this, I'm going to have to move to Switzerland, because this thing is going to collapse. You can't continue to do this. That's the most important issue.
All right, Bill O'Reilly. Good to see you.
Keep it pithy.
We're out of time. Good to see you.
The name of a book.
It's on sale now.